Good afternoon, viewers, and welcome to another exciting edition of your all-favorite weekend educative program, Family Life on Adoatv. My name is Obahima Efe. It's just by grace that we are still alive. And today being the first Sunday of November, we say a very big thank you to our Maker for granting us this day. It's not been easy, but still, Charlie, God no go shame us. We still day. Nyame amade pa bi ache. Now ama moja edi efusane we mu ewie ya na ya dom na dom araka ena me no mienu ye da so ete enkwam enne dwumedie no ekone dimension fufuro bi enne studio ha obi ese na menim ye se akese brempon bi ba na ye hwe nipa kro ya akese brempon. I would like to say a very big thank you to our sponsors, Vena Mineral Water. Insu e ya akono. Insu e balance u body no. On dey am body na ye no. Insu nkwa ho. Minum insu pa Vena. O hwe me nchen ha ebi si me nchen. Insu a ma life insu esiso for all occasions, parties, events, say a wedding, say a engagement, a funeral. I mean, any other occasion, just get in touch with Vena. And we also say thank you to Spiffy Clothing. Open quality print wears ni embroidery papa. Embroidery one who say yes when you're quality. Just get in touch with them on all social media platforms at Spiffy Clothing Ghana. We're going for a quick turn. When we come back, we'll delve deep into the topic for discussion today, and I'll introduce my guest together with the topic. Just stay tuned.
Welcome aboard the safest airline in Africa. With industry-leading safety measures to protect your well-being. The first in Africa to earn a diamond standard of safety. Offering a more contactless, safe, and seamless experience. Delivered with a smile by Africa's first fully vaccinated crew. Creating special memories that bring the joy back to flying, so you can continue making memories with your loved ones. Book your flight with Rwandair today. Rwandair, the safest airline in Africa.
Rwandair, fly the dream of Africa.
Announcements on Adoatv. Contact Adoatv for your general announcements, proclamations and publications, job vacancies, etc. at a very affordable rate. Call 050-92-57754, 020-9494-258, or visit our marketing desk at Stepwork premises. Adoatv, bringing good things to life. Announcements on Adoatv. Contact Adoatv for your general announcements, proclamations and publications, job vacancies, etc. at a very affordable rate. Call 050-92-57754, 020-9494-258, or visit our marketing desk at Stepwork premises. Adoatv, bringing good things to life.
Do you know that we have phenomenal influence on our various regulatory bodies? How many of these regulatory bodies do you know within the country? Are you aware you can lodge your complaints if and when you are not satisfied with a product or service? How often do you ask the relevant questions? Whom do you call when things are not rightly done? Connect with me on Regulators on Adoatv as we deliberate on the purpose of these regulatory institutions, their functions,
See
Welcome back, viewers, from the break. It's still your show, Family Life, on Adoatv. Mo ya amuka Adoa npashe nya Adoa. Adoa. Adoatv. It's still your show, Family Life. Aware munsem blank. No he wo you e bi ye kan aware munsem. I will try to educate you, inform you on certain informations that are key and are important in the marriage. That is what we talk about on this very platform. And then, or let's say last week we had a part 2 of your topic now. Yeah, she say our mu no in some bi na ya na aye ne ho blockage na hinta bi a tete aware ma aware egu no ye keka ho nsem bebre, and I believe you learned a lot. If you just tune in, this is Adoatv and the program is Family Life. Call a friend, family members, relatives, via or partner, Obia, non-stay glued to Adoatv. If you are not able to get it on your multi-TV, just quickly go to the internet, Facebook, now type Adoatv Ghana. We are streaming live there. Now also share, follow the discussion, and then also send in your comments, your questions, and our suggestions. Nani na yina ya somupe. Send a beya jumedie no. Pepe. We want to say a very big happy birthday to Mother Superior, Mother Gladys Tortu. Aye, mommy. You say happy birthday. We wish you long life, more prosperity, grace. Nyame ma wa hoden. Ni apomudin pa. I remember when you came here during the Mother's Day, the advice you gave me, I really still have it at the back of my mind. And thanks so much for giving your best to everyone around you too. At least, entry kakra in film, that's say. We also say a happy belated birthday to Awona Manye. Happy birthday, happy belated birthday, Mrs. Pakabenin. Yesterday was your birthday, and Daddy really celebrated it for you. On behalf of the entire team of Adoa and Enemy Production team, we say a happy birthday, long life, prosperity, age gracefully, and say every day you allow Daddy to come on this show, to come and share information to viewers out there. A lot of people have said we do more of tree, but please forgive me. We also have to add the English no into tree kakrebi but still we are working on it to see how best we can help viewers out there who are having language barrier or communication barrier with this program. Sani ameka and then there was special guest bi wa ha. Wa hu ne tenten na hu. Be ma grandma giant. No one who say, "Hey, asema befie." My guest is Pastor Benjamin Owusu-Bwedi, right?
Hi.
Okay. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
And welcome.
Thank you.
How's the family?
Oh, by God's grace, we are doing very well.
How about Yarifa, your church?
Yeah, by God's grace, the church is doing well.
Okay.
We had a good service today, and we are happy to be here.
Okay. We're also happy to have you here on our platform. Just a parents for no person moya na program you monfa. I was even arguing with me producer say obuakra your baby obua. Parents for your salute we give you a shout out for the push up you are giving for this program. We need more sponsors. We need people to come on board to push this platform to the highest level. So please, one bonting, brother soyasne. Sine be a program yi, they be a bit media bro. And you kwesi other part. E be na week ni mu cry ye twice and 3 times crap because our there a day to day as a activities be a untumi you hu fi mo ye den crap baby a ubenya nkrofo be 5 ana we atina ubehun say awari for be 3 woman na be 4 woman, which means ehun hia. So we need sponsors. Please come on board. Na bra be boaye na dwumedie no enko so tote enfamma. And today our topic for discussion, but before the topic, Rev ewo kwan so ba. Na ya wishing a safe journey the baby do hanum say tote. So our topic for discussion is love and submission. Odo eni ahun brasie. Akesumo ke heshiba. Heshiba. Oh boy, he was she. The role of couples in marriage. Pastor. Ade we die. Emu yedru. Nanso ene die because I dive deeper into it. So we want to know, when we talk about love, what is love?
Thank you very much. Love is very, very important. Now, love, when we talk about love, can mix English and
yeah.
All right. When we talk about love, it's not something you could just use your hand to pick and say, oh, this is love. Maybe you could say, oh, blue and red is love. But love can be, you can see some things in somebody's life, what he's doing, and then you can say that, this thing is the sign of love.
Okay.
For instance, there are different, love is expressed in so many ways.
Okay.
You cannot define love, say, love is one anti-straighter, and just say you have love. But when you look at couples in a relationship, you can see what they are doing and what they are showing towards each other. That is when you know that this is love. Now, for instance, in 1 Corinthians chapter 13, it gives a lot of things, signs up so odo ade we odo me kunu do me anase me ye do me anas. You want to see some love, you can look at those things. And it talks about I will quickly talk about some of them.
Okay.
I say love is patient. So when you're in a relationship with somebody and you want to see that the person loves you, you will see that the person shows patience to you. So you will see that love is patient. And to boisier, the person is patient with your faults. You are not a perfect person, but to boisier. Yes, but he's patient with you. Bible is saying that and love is what? Kind. Or kind to you. He's kind to you. If you are married to somebody, you need to be kind to your wife.
Okay.
It shows that you love the person. Love is not jealous. When the wife is doing well, the man is jealous.
Hey.
When the woman is, so when you love somebody, you want them to succeed, you want them to do well. So you are not envious, neither are you jealous. And love is not boastful.
There be jealous needy. I was all unya kakra.
Yes, jealousy or positive jealousy.
Okay.
Because God said, I am a jealous God. You understand? The kind of jealous is the negative jealous where we think, say, we don't want people to, we envy where they've gotten to. And we think, say, we wish we were the ones there. No. But you don't need to be jealous. Some people, he's in the relationship with the husband, who said, when he sees that the husband is making a call, there's fire in the house.
Maybe the call is some way, say,
yes.
You want to find out, say, then also.
That's true. But those ones are there.
Okay.
But again, on the general note, you need to not be jealous.
Okay.
Be happy for the person. And love is not haughty. It's not selfish. In marriage there, we say it's a decision to go into. You decide to enter marriage. Bible shall say, but Bible encourages us to marry. Until you make a decision to marry. So when you make a decision to marry, then you need to look at these things. That you need to be somebody who is patient, who is kind, who is loving, who is not selfish, who is not rude. Who is not rude. You cannot stand in any place. For instance, as I may see, you and your wife are in public, but you don't react. You try and come with. That shows that you love the person. You don't want to expose the person. And love does.
If I say, say na, my baby na, my boss, just say, nkofo any man we go many masses just on domiana.
Yes. Okay. So, in a way, there's a way you handle
okay.
Conflicts and distress. And then also the way you handle it.
Yeah, but
Normally when you work with people, you see how they receive instruction or receive and one of the things that when you are able to receive rebuke, it's a sign that you are a submissive person. And people cannot receive correction, neither can they receive rebuke. But if you are somebody who is able to receive correction and receive rebuke, it shows that you are a submissive person.
okay.
So love, when you see all these things, it comes together to show that this is love.
Which means love is very broad.
Love is broad. There are a lot of things. I quite say we and kwano. The meko kakra, we kakra, with the woman who say we the enkatin kwine.
Okay.
With the also we the enkaka. And I see we ye. Love is big. It has a lot of elements, as I was saying. And if you are boastful, it doesn't show. You overshadow your wife, talk big, and you are nobody. I've made it. I mean, who are we? God has made all of us. So when you love somebody and you get into a relationship with a person, you show all these things in the relationship, and it shows that you love the person, you care for the person, you have attention, you give the person attention. That shows that you have love in yourself.
Okay.
And as Christians, we have something in us that helps us to be able to love easily.
Okay.
Because God's love is shared in our hearts. When you're going to marry, a lot of the time, the feeling that feeling temporal. You need something else. And I will talk about the 3 types of love we can talk about.
Okay.
So we have, first and foremost, we have the filial love. That's friendship love. The love you have for your friend. In this office, me sure you have a couple of friends. You care for them. You want to make sure they are doing well. And that is also important. So that's the love that exists between friends.
Okay.
And we also have the eros love. That is the sexual love. And in this our age, and we have abused love so much that people say when they are having sex, they say they are making love. Really, that small orgasm, it doesn't make any love actually. So people confuse that. So you can be in a relationship, the person is abusing you, but because of sex, you think he loves you. That is not love. The person should be patient with you. The person should be kind towards you. So those other elements are missing, and you need to get them to be part of the relationship. Then we also have the agape kind of love. That is the God kind of love. I don't know, once more Corinthians, 1 Corinthians chapter 13. All these things. Sanyamana, I was say, a free nyankopon a bad relationship no more. A my relationship no it makes the relationship solid because it is God's kind of love. You have patience, you are kind, you are not boastful, you are seeking good of other person, you are not selfish. That shows, those are signs that you have love. And in a marriage, those things are very important.
Okay.
You need to show them. And some of them, you may have some, you may not have some. But when the word of God works in your heart and in your marriage, you begin to exhibit those things.
Okay.
So yeah.
Okay. So viewers, hey, some catch them say me papa nam kwan so ba. And then nyame adom, ya she fitei. Hey. The love no. And then celebrate love odo. We are talking about love too and submission. Hey, what a coincidence. Birthday mood from yesterday. Yeah, twas when Eddie akwa kusi wi ana papa. We have Reverend Felix Pakabeni, mathematician, the scientist. Some me come moti ase. Bebre na de munim ne deda. Daddy, welcome.
Thank you.
Hey, and now why tea dear?
Before no, I be know that.
Okay, so Daddy, we are talking about love and submission, the role of couples in marriage. Yeah, Papa, your special guest Bakwa Yinya. Wamayat say, Nyamebi kakra sefa, what love is. He has talked about love being patient, being kind, love is not jealous. And a home kwaka bibi kakra, but wachre mu kakra. Say jealous in ye mu positively, negative na waka kakra. Meba also, what at all is love?
Wow. Love is a broad topic. You can easily exhaust it at a sitting. But that notwithstanding, we still will be able to talk about something. We have the characteristics of love. We have the branches of love. If you go to 1 Corinthians chapter 13, you have the characteristics of love.
And that's all for normal bow. Bakwaka 1 Corinthians 13, wa bet was one.
But the branches of love is spread across scriptures.
Okay.
And we see it in the nature of God. We have the correction part of love. We call it judgment. The reason why God will punish us if we sin is because he loves us.
Okay.
And because he loves us, he will punish us to correct us. All right? We have the bonding part of love. It's called feelings, emotions, driven towards the other. All right? We have the decision part of love, where choice is made. So, if you want to talk about love and you end it only at feelings, you have stopped at one side.
Okay.
Because even on feelings, we talk about emotions, psychological. We talk about what do you call it, instinct. All right, which is also a broad topic. And then on the correction, which people don't like, which is the judgment.
The difficult part.
Difficult part. The question is, why would the state arrest a fellow and send them to prison after a court? Remember, they don't call the prisons like we call it here in Africa. It is called correction facility. The intention is that we love you. We don't want you to cause harm to people. So we are correcting you. It's love.
Okay.
So when your husband or your wife reprimand you of what you've done wrong, he's simply telling you that you are stepping beyond bounds and I'm correcting you. It's a part of love. All right? When I decide, when I met my wife, I had female friends. But when I saw her, I was like, no, she's different among them. So let me settle with her. So I chose. So the decision aspect of love is my choice. So whatever choices you make, go a long way. Then when we finish, then we come down to the characteristics of love, where we have to be patient. So when I choose decision, I have to be patient. When I choose judgment, I have to be patient. So whichever branch I choose, the character should flow.
Okay.
If we miss the character, then the branches can be found. Because it is the branches that bear the fruit with the character. I rest my case.
Hey. Branches near bear fruit no. And
Character.
A deep power. Pastor, you were talking about the types of love.
Yeah.
A platonic love, Nicoyedin.
Okay. So so it will fall in one of the three categories which I spoke about: the philia, the eros, and also the agape kind of love. So we these days, there are a lot of terminologies being thrown around all over. People will put certain, I say, words be cry, not me crash me in an issue we're dealing with at church, and they were new. So people have casual love in a particular way.
Okay.
And they extend it a little. In building up in relationship, people are now extending relationship in particular ways. So when we talk about having a platonic love, it's a starting point in particular in developing into a full-blown relationship.
Okay.
And a lot of the times, in Christian marriage, in Christian relationships and in Christian marriages, when we, for instance, in Christian counseling, there are a lot of things that they will tell you that this particular thing you are starting and it's ending in a relationship. These are what you are feeling now and what you are doing now is platonic. It's the beginning, or it is sensual. It is just among you. Now let's go deep and find out whether you have these other elements
Okay.
in the relationship you are about to build. And I will say that a lot of the times now, marriages and relationships will only survive in the era of agape, because a lot of things, the platonic issues, they end up a lot of times being sucked out of the relationship.
Okay.
And we always, what to keep you afloat is normally the agape, the God kind of love that Osofo was even mentioning of. That is what keeps us afloat in relationships. So I would say that in this area, it bedevils on us to know that it's the starting point where people have this friendship that starts developing, and then you have your feelings coming through. You are now giving yourself attention. You are now seeking other levels in this kind of in relationships. Then you are developing it at a point. Then you say that you are now moving to the next level of your relationship.
Okay. Reverend. Now, whose responsibility is it to love?
Oh. There is.
Make us say because of something.
I know.
And we'll get there.
Okay. There is a. I hope you not blame me for that. A physics word or a study physics that has to do with hysteresis. Hysteresis
Scientists.
is forgive. Hysteresis is the magnetization and demagnetization of a magnetic substance. So when I have a pin or a nail or a needle and I strike it on a magnet, the pin has molecules that are arranged haphazardly.
Okay.
When I strike it on a magnet, instantly the molecules are arranged in orderly form.
Okay.
Then when I finish, I'll strike it on the floor. When I strike it on the floor, all the magnetic substances would also disarrange again. But no matter how I do it, there will still be some left. So that minute there. So if you draw the wave, it goes from the zero up to the peak and come down to positive 2, go down negative, and when it's coming again, it doesn't come through the zero, it comes to negative, back to the peak. So that little space there, you see that that's what is left. Now you say, well, whose responsibility it is to love? My question I will use to answer is that, whose son or child are you? Are you the son of your father, your mother, or God? We are spiritual beings. We trace our root to God. God is love. We are the substance. God is the magnet. And if I am stricken with God, I receive part of his love. If you are stricken with God, you receive part of his love. You say, oh, okay, I'm not stricken with God. Then I'll tell you Genesis chapter 2, verse 7. And the Lord God formed man out of the dust of the ground, and he breathed to his nostrils. So God took part of him and gave to you. So whose responsibility it is to love? All of us.
Reverend.
Yes.
When you read Ephesians 5,
Yes.
from 22 downwards,
Yes.
I say, I assign you to a responsibility.
Yes.
That is why I'm asking whose responsibility, because you see, most of the time, I say,
Okay. Okay.
Excuse my language.
No
but,
problem.
Yes. Nti say Ephesians 5:25. I can say husband.
Yes.
You need to love your wife.
Okay.
Which means you have more responsibility, because
Okay.
22 talks about something that will come.
Thank you.
To talk about it.
Good. You shouldn't end there. You should go down. You didn't finish the scripture.
Yes, it goes down. That's why I said Obia one responsibility.
Sure.
Play.
So the thing is this. You're now talking about submission and subordination. They're two different things. All right. It works with the hierarchy of God.
But
There's a
Reverend,
structure, yes.
before you go on, can you give us the definition of what you just said, the submission and then the subordination?
Okay, when you talk about subordination, you're talking about structure.
Say ya bobi bi esi ho.
Say institutional structure. So we have the head, then the next. What about submission? Talking about the act to cause the subordination to flow.
Okay.
So one, submission, simply put, is to respect.
My can love the answer.
Okay.
Yeah, the submission is real.
Okay. So now, this love we're talking about, you deal with the structure, all right? But everybody has a love. There is no way you cannot submit without love. All right? And I cannot rule without love. So everyone has love. But then, for what you said, there is a measure of love.
Okay.
All right? So there's an aspect, there's a branch of love, all right, called sacrifice. And what we do with sacrifice is devotion. The language is devotion. How devoted am I to my partner? When we talk about sacrifice, your money, your time, your resources, your presence, your present, anything of yours that speaks of your life, your intelligence, your wisdom, your knowledge, a package that you want to put at the disposal of your partner, all in the name of wanting him or her to live a better life. All right?
Okay.
So, the branch aspects of sacrifice, of which we see God doing it almost every time when we speak of agape love, we are talking about the branch of sacrifice,
Okay.
which has to do with devotion. The day Jesus goes to sleep in heaven, we all will die, or God will kill us in 3 seconds, because he's devoted in constantly interceding on our behalf. All right? And whilst he does this, he showed love here by dying. He's still showing love there by interceding to keep us. All right? So this is the case. Whose responsibility it is to love? Both of us. But the duty you're performing will determine which amount of love you put into it.
Okay.
If you get to know your duty you perform,
Okay.
then you pool the resources of love and use it.
Hey.
Yeah. And also to support what Reverend is saying, it's on both sides, because when
Please
you
speak up a bit.
it's on both sides. For instance, the man in Ephesians 5 is being told to love. Again, in Titus chapter 2 verse 4, Bible said that they may teach the young women to be sober, to love their husbands, to love their children. So in another breath, God is telling us that the women too should love. So when you take scripture in its whole, always you see that what God is instructing this particular person, he's instructing the other person, because we shouldn't forget that we are one
But in a different dimension.
in a marriage. And also for emphasis is very important, because then the devotion you have given to it will show the sacrifice you are making. Bible says Jesus loved, we should love like Jesus loved the church and was able to sacrifice and was able to give himself for it, because it's difficult for men to give themselves when there's trouble. When there's trouble, mostly men run away. So God is telling us at this point, you the man, show the love by giving yourself for it, by dying for it. And and on the other side, he's asking the women to also to also love the men, because it's important in our days that we understand these things and the role we each play. Now in our society, there's conflict in roles in marriages.
Yeah.
Because women have come up. It's not like the old days that women have come up, men have come up. Also, talking about structure. As soon as in every marriage relationship, the structure must be understood by all of you.
Okay.
Because now a lot of women have come up. They are directors, they are head of a. They are doing well in
So
classes.
pray.
First. Remember,
I remember just yesterday I was watching Showbiz, United Showbiz. That's Nana Mac Brown's program, and then all the men were saying Nana Banamwa has really done well for holding up the challenge at EIB. And I say, oh, in Bema, I see Debbie, men come Bema and I say, a war by Bema Baby Beji, and so went to me and you wait to see us and man more fighting, and it's true. It's very, very true.
Yeah, so it's important. It's important for men and in the marriage. For us, yeah, counselor, yeah, know you good. So we settled it there. Say, between me and my wife, we have a policy, open policy and open-minded policy. In that, when there is an issue, and she raises a point and I raise my point, everybody should be open about it. So we say open. And then you will be a issue. The third be my idea between say idea. And at that point, you should be able to consider and say no.
But do you easily accept it?
Sometimes I don't easily accept it, but I tend it to do like it's my decision. I say, okay, what can we? I just no. You just add something small by virtue of the hierarchy. Now with the leadership now I can say, okay, what can you be say by the way I count that then it becomes like
still where we.
But in my heart, I know it's her idea.
So why is it not easy for men, Reverend, and then a member, and easy mom will say you accept it, say idea we are ye one ye, because you see, as you talked about the submission and then the subordinate, if you don't accept certain things, it becomes difficult for someone to also show you that love.
Sure.
You know, some time back when we were discussing about one of the topics, I was even telling you that Misha kakra, but I have been through a lot that you see, there's this one particular person watching. She was even chatting me, and Eva, thanks so much. Okay, at times when you realize we are now accept it, and then you come back to the person. Show more love to you. Abna Koko did something yesterday, and I really salute this lady upon a bipolar whatever condition she has. What's not here who said no, I did we are may no. Sebi yare, but I was what the nyansa. Excuse my language. I was what the nyansa at home. Because Nana Bafra or no wakasa, I did we are ye. Yes, condition but we you who the bejina bonting and abeke cansem and they affect other people no. Do you know the implication you are causing on them? You see, I always say these fingers are not equal. For this little one to rise up to this one will be the help of this one helping the little one. And to say, as little as I am here, now we will say, now would they be our commission now bremasia? Hi. How? You better saying near Koso. Although I worry but you see, we brush away certain things we feel so way there. I say who here, but a cause harm.
Sure.
And a reverend.
Yeah, I start with you. Love itself, for information, even theologians, great theologians, are not able to exhaust the word love. Love is a complicated language because everybody has a way he manifests and accepts love. There are some women, if you don't beat them, it means you don't love them. There are some women, if you don't sleep with them every week, it means you don't love them. There are some also that if you sleep with them every day, it means you don't love them. So love is a complex word. And the Bible explains it in different ways. Yeah. You need to be a studious person and understand scriptures to know the branches that God deals with love.
Yeah.
And God himself is complex. So you can't understand him. All right? And so you will need some level of grace and the leadership of the Holy Spirit to help you manifest love. Sometimes your manifestation will even destroy someone's or hamper, limit, or cause other person to stumble.
Okay.
So everybody ought to be taught what love is. No matter how you feel you are good to love, or someone have told you, as for you, that you know how to love, you still have to learn. And who is the best person to learn from? God. Because he is love. So then the scriptures, all right? But then you also need...
Reverend, what of those that they are not Christians?
Yes. Let me tell you what. Even the Bible, you need common sense to interpret. The Bible is interpreted in 4 ways, all right? The Greek text, or the Hebrew text, the what do you call it, in theology, in ability to extract exposition, and then common sense. Common sense is also a way to use to love.
Okay.
The Bible wouldn't teach you everything about love. And anybody who has done theology to which level to will have to argue with me. There are so many things about love the Bible doesn't talk about. All right? It gives us an aspect and lead us into deeper ways of loving. And God also gave us common sense. My common sense should tell me that you are a lady and you can't lift heavy things. So I should lift it for you. All right? So when I'm showing love, and in science, all right, the red blood cells of a woman is less 20% of a man. So man is stronger and taking more oxygen than woman. So when a woman is doing something, she easily that's why men and women don't fight, men and women don't run, men and women don't box. There are so many games in the world, you don't see men and women do anything.
Yeah.
Men and women don't play football because the metabolism of a woman is lower than that of a man. All right? So then you have to bring women together, men and women together. And a man should, a common sense, scientific sense, will have to tell you that you are a man. You can't carry a baby. And if your wife has carried a baby for 9 months, it is wisdom to appreciate her. The Bible didn't tell us that if your wife gives birth, go and buy her a shirt or buy her a cloth. All right? But common sense tells you that do this. So then you are now bringing to light the scriptures. All right? Even though it doesn't say that buy a dress or kill a cow. If you do that, you are still obeying scriptures. But it's common sense. And until we are able to understand these things, we'll beat about the bush, beat ourselves, kill ourselves, betray ourselves, and at the end of the day, we divorce. And Bible says, I hate divorce. Serious matter.
Hey. So whatever branch obefa say obedono, whatever decision it is, you need to stand by it.
Certainly.
And go by the principles.
Exactly. You see, when you came to this firm, even though you know how to do the job, they will give you orientation.
Yeah.
They will tell you, here we don't do this. Here we don't do that.
They did, pal.
Correct.
I remember when I in producer. Hey, Reggie. Kenny, pretend. Today I'm saying it. I had to pretend like I don't know how to do certain things.
So they coach you.
So that I'll learn.
Exactly.
Now the way I know the mayen.
Good.
I say, Auntie Bell, I feel like keleke. Ko I feel take Dabi. And what you
good.
So no add need to it. And you see, that lady has been of great support.
Solid.
Reggie and then Fred. They have really, really been of great support to me. And
so you see, you know the thing, but you were coached. It is called
submitted.
It is called supervision. All right, and guidance. You say you want to love, you feel the love, but somebody made love, and he has given you the guidelines,
conditions,
and conditions. Why do you want to refuse it?
The manual.
I want to buy a car, and if I buy the car, I have a manual. All right. Lately, the cars that are coming, it's not like the one that our fathers drove. And if you're not smart to read, you will have many things on the car you can use. All right. And just a simple knob will cruise you. You don't need to change the gear nor step on accelerator. The car will go. And it has sensors. And you have to know where to press and what not to press. But it has manual. And there's also a new some of the cars that are come has economy with the fuel consumption. If you put the car the energy at economy, you can't drive beyond 60. The system has it that it will drive from 10 to 60 to consume a certain amount of energy within certain time. You can press the accelerator, it will step down. It won't go. You will see the engine will be running. But the car will be going at 60. It won't go beyond 60. Why? Because the economy is restricting the car. So sometimes we are forcing our wives. Do this, do that, do that, do that. And the principle is that love her. If you refuse to do that, you will have broken heart, hypertension, or kidney failure. And you will have insomnia. But that's around that. You will lie down, you can't sleep. And I like what what's his name? Dr. Miles Monroe of blessed memory. He said that whatever you give to a woman, she will press down, packaged, double it, and give it back to you. So if you do it to her, and that's what they also want that.
Don't worry. So which means when you're ready for love, but you need to think about or ask yourself, are you really ready?
That's the thing.
For the consequences ahead.
You see, you don't step out in a raining season before coming back home to come and take umbrella.
Okay.
All right. You prepare to move, and when the rain comes down, you shoot your umbrella, and there you go.
And something small that I'll add to is this. God showed us that we should love our wives like we love our own self, our own body. Well, you want to feel good, you want to look good, until you braid your hair, you do your makeup, you try and put on some good clothes. Bible is saying that for a man, for you to show that you are loving your wife is to put your wife first, is to put your spouse first, ahead of yourself. So if you are putting your wife ahead of yourself, would you be abusive to her?
Serious.
It's a serious sacrifice. We say like your own flesh. So the way you when our wives are tired, do we want them to also rest? No, but I do go and bring me my tea, my this, my that.
Not damn.
Yeah. It's sometimes because also the women are built for some of these things. But you see, when you love her, you should be able to be sensitive enough to see, say, no, my wife is breaking down, or she needs some spa moment, or she needs some. That's you know your body, the way you feel. If you're abusive, you are beating your wife. Are you showing her love? Would you want to be beaten? So if you want to be beaten, then you are saying that what you don't like, don't do it onto yourself. So God is telling us that we should put ourselves always, and we share the in the scriptures now. When you put your wife first, and meaning you have to put her interest before yours. So if you put her interest before you, she will submit to you because you have her interest at heart. Ononim say adia wuye. Say dana mukosi a member bi on mo didani be tito mo yire no ma. Some men have died and their wives didn't know that they were even building. Some people are now having their properties. And if you love,
what can say I draw my attention to a classmate of mine called after the show last week, and no catch me so. A person may hear discussion be, and I'm going to say if it's about counseling, I can connect him to one of my counselors. But if it's a normal discussion, we can have it. But Semishana means to me, and no, it's okay. Into a brashe, assembly so kakra me say, on any wife net, they've been married, they've known themselves since school time, JHS. That's decades ago. And Obani sit dying. We sit down and do baby. The man is supportive. But it drew baby, I said, I was so roofy so. I said, Bearman and Buano. Bearman is who sit down. But the issue was, baby, almost in a family house. Bearman a family house. And and yes, and ho is only the mom of Bearman ne Penewo, ne papa Sebi any ho, and then the other siblings are not there. So it's only the two of them with other tenants. She's insisting, said they should go and rent 2-bedroom apartment elsewhere. Bearman is on yes, I had da. So on the si down, no, no Bearman is so episode si down. Was starting with crying. So this way we no more movie call, but on we are no way. Now the woman is also putting pressure on him, and on no catcher and say, okay, if you want me to help you, a 9 papers ni sir to both of us ye dim. We are necessarily a mebo, but one year necessarily near me cry me sinimpo no. Me in fa with dimpo and toso na yode.
So okay, so in this one, I think you should refer them to counselors. There's something fundamentally wrong in the build-up of that particular marriage. In that there's secrecy, there's lack of trust, there are a lot of things not going well in that marriage.
Yeah, so I also come back to the church.
If you're a man and you are building the house, who are you building it for? It's not for your wife and children.
Now wife needs to build the house or build the
so yes, so in the same way, you the wife, there's trust issue in the marriage, and they need to go back to and fix the foundation.
So would you agree if I should say I have a problem with the church, okay, on how they do their counseling? Some of the churches do their counseling because there are certain things that are being hidden when you go for counseling, and different.
Yes.
Now what I could do on at the end say no turning back. Who pre-divorce and now quite stigma and
yes.
So what's the church also doing about it as a pastor?
Okay, so I don't know about other churches, but I think the church too, we are evolving and we are learning and we are building structures.
Okay.
So some churches you may go or they are at a particular stage and a particular experience. But Bible says that in going to the marriage, he says we should live with our wives according to knowledge. So the level of knowledge you have will make your marriage smooth or otherwise. So for when you decide to go to marriage, the church is there, but you, that the individual, what are the volume of books have you read? What's the level of information you have going to the marriage? For instance, at our church, for instance, where I don't know about other churches, but I know about at least the Methodist Church and also Perez. You go through different counselors with different expectations. Medical, we went through medical, we went through finance, we went through law. The lawyer sat us down, took us through. So there are different people you meet. And then right there, you people will sit down and discuss. When you got to the finance, they told us the family finance. These are the various options. These are what you should look at. The two of you should look at how you perceive yourself and choose a model that works for you. And from the beginning, that time they made us even show a pay slip to each other. This is my salary. This is it. Before the mayor had done mine already. So we're open in that area.
Okay.
So the foundations is when you go to the church is there to support. But if a church has not built those structures, I'm not sure Perez built that structure just by one time. But there are other books. There are so many books around. Model Marriage by Bishop Dag. There are Bishop Ajinasari has.
Saying reading. We don't like reading.
And Miles Monroe also said he said the problem you are facing in your home is probably solved in a book lying on your shelf. So the more we need to read, we need information, and we need to build closeness. For instance, before I got married, I had an earlier counseling with a group there on the Spintex Road, and that was one of the best counselings I had. When you go to the counsel, the two of you said, if it's communication, after you have discussed communication, they leave the two of you to discuss how you are going to go about communication in the marriage practically. I'm thinking, he said, the church has to come up in building these structures. But again, you, the individual going to the marriage, it's your responsibility to know and have enough information going into the marriage. Know that probably your husband is your head. The reason why he's your head is doesn't mean that he's the authoritative figure. And the woman is the neck. You, the head, decide to go anywhere and let the neck say, I'm stiff. When they put the cast on your neck, you can't do anything as a head. The cast will show you where to turn to. So a lot of the times, in submitting in a relationship, the man must understand that It's just in terms of structure, as Osofo said, that because there will be disagreement. Well, when there is disagreement and there's a need to take a decision, you succeed that decision to the man. The man takes the responsibility for the decision you have taken.
Okay.
And a lot of people take decisions and avoid the responsibility. Obe take decision. Let's do this. But once and bar. Yes. And coming back to your friend's relationship, I'm thinking all of them have exit plans, because if you don't have an exit plan, why are you building and this one doesn't know? So I would suggest that in this case, the sooner they get together and resolve this issue. I have a lawyer friend who also had these similar issues, and they had to go apart at some point, and he took everything from the wife actually, because the wife wasn't working. And there were other issues, you understand? So he knew the legalities into preparing so many years to take the lady out. And he did it successfully. The wife wasn't working.
So viewers, we're going for a quick 10. When we come back, the show continues.
Announcements on Adoatv. Contact Adoatv for your general announcements, proclamations and publications, job vacancies, etc. at a very affordable rate. Call 050-92-57754, 020-9494-258, or visit our marketing desk at Step Work premises. Adoatv, bringing good things to life.
Welcome back, viewers, from the break. It's to your show Family Life on Adoatv, and my name is Obahima Efe. Today we have a gallant soldier papa. I ojina emsa hakra pona se esuamano na akoni mu kakra. I Pastor Benjamin Owusu Buedi, and then a mathematician, scientist, not celebrating a birthday, no. Reverend Felix Bakabeni. We are still talking about love and submission, the role of couples in marriage. And then yesterday, and love once a man, I'm sure we'll have a part 2, because into me consuming everything. Our phone lines are open, and you're being in them. Just call. Send in your comments, your questions, and your suggestions. Aye. Pastor, when we're going on break, we were talking about your friend, the lawyer friend.
Yes.
She said, no, I prepare ne ho. Esan so nim die kakra no. Obani ni nim die. Nti unjin this na sa odon, it was based on a condition.
Yeah, so I'm telling you only one aspect, because for instance, the foundation in that marriage had an issue.
Okay.
And they had traveled with the issue over a long time. So it blew up at some point. But one person saw the signs and was prepared for it. So legally, he was able to find his way out nicely. And when you look at the case, the man's case was quite legit.
Okay.
In that he had done all he should do as a man in terms of civil responsibilities, but the woman had issues. So he was able to play along with the law and set timelines and got out of it. What I'm saying is that marriage, when you enter into it, is forever, as Bible declares, unless it's abusive and somebody's life is threatened, then you would have to look at it. But going into marriage, you should understand that, one, you the man, you are supposed to love your wife, whether her boobs drop, whether her face change, whether anything. So you must be prepared. And a lot of the times, the level of information that you have about the marriage you are going into, it will help you. Because tomorrow, if sex doesn't happen, if you are not going to get the things you are expecting, some people have gotten into marriage, and 2 years down the line, the husband has lost their job. When they were going, they had high expectations that it shall be well with them. Things are comfortable. Now circumstances have changed. You need the love, which is not only on the word you mentioned. What's the name?
Please hold on. We have a caller. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Please, your name and where you calling from?
Forgive. I'm calling from Kumo.
Okay. Forgive. Please go ahead.
I wanted to contribute to your program.
Okay.
But the problem I have is that sometimes men, when they are, especially when they are older than you, they think whatever you say, there's no sense in it. That's my problem.
Okay.
What I'll contribute to the program, and because they feel they are men, and whatever you say, it doesn't make sense.
Okay.
And that's what I'm going through. Sometimes I feel humiliated. Doesn't make sense to your partner.
Okay.
And he feels that you are nobody. And without you, he has been living his life and so forth. So with that, you will not be happy as a woman.
Okay. Okay.
So I don't know what you guys have to say about that.
Okay.
With the age difference and education background and all those things. Sometimes it's really, really bad. When you even contribute about something that you even say, you want to say, I don't have sense. Well, you have sense more than me. You see, it's like sometimes I feel so sad. It's very bad. I call to contribute
Okay.
to your program.
Thanks so much for calling.
And it's heartbreaking.
Just hold it. Hello, Benedicta.
Yes, hello.
Yes, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Okay, please, where are you calling from?
I'm speaking from God, so
God,
I'm Benedicta Bedra. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Please go
I
ahead.
have my friend on set, Reverend Osu Bueti.
Okay.
He's a very good man of God.
Yeah.
And about the submission, I would like to say that as women, most of the time when we are going into marriage, we go with this fairy tale idea into the marriage. And also, they are teaching women that we should be active against men, women activists, that women have rights. But we cannot go against the Bible's rule of submission. As a woman, you need to submit.
Yeah.
But most of us women are changing the status quo.
Okay.
We want the men rather to submit to us because we can't go away with the fact that most women have started taking up men's roles in society. So I want to say that your program is very educative.
Thank
but
you.
we women should know that once you go into marriage, you don't go with your own plans and expectations.
Yeah.
You go and you adapt to situations and make it work better for you.
Okay.
Okay. So thank you.
Thanks for calling.
Thank you, Mrs. Bedra. I think.
Okay, so we have
One of our
another
listeners.
caller, but before the caller comes in, someone sent a submission. Please, Reverend, hold on, please. The submission is okay. Let's talk to the person. Hello.
Yeah.
Good afternoon.
Is that right?
I'm fine, and you?
I don't great. I'm also good.
Okay, please, your name.
This is Reverend Eric from Attorney Town.
Oh, okay, Reverend. Please go ahead.
Yeah. I just came in my den. I listened to you about 10 to 15 minutes, so I'm joining in based on your topic.
Okay.
As I'm written it on the screen.
Okay. Okay.
For some time, like men of God are not really doing exegesis to the Bible as to help the people to come to that point of understanding, and then to know and then to understand what marriage really is from its original, point of view as designed by God.
Okay.
So there's a whole lot of confusion, even right in the leadership of the church. And so the entire, congregation, either being them being couples or even singles, are confused. Now, the only thing to do what is called exegesis instead of doing exegesis.
Okay.
Once we replace exegesis of the Bible with exegesis, it's like we come in to the church and then mount the podium and then teach what we think it should be good or is best for the people to know. And most of the time to teach our experiences in marriage, and then from the experiences we had from people coming to report their issues in their marriages to we, the men of God. We refine it and give it to the people to then apply. And that is where the issue is coming from. Okay. So what I'm saying is, we do a proper interpretation of the Bible.
Okay.
This is what will happen.
Okay.
And for some time now, I've learned always to go back to the original language in which the Bible were written. To draw the proper meaning of every word that's inscribed in the Bible, to get the proper understanding of what is being written in the Bible, so that you can properly help the people to get the understanding of God, not the understanding of you, the men of God.
Okay.
I'll end it here.
Okay.
Next time I will meet them and then listen to you very well, so that I can do a proper
Okay. Okay, so you can join us next week, same time at 12 to 1:30. Okay.
12 to 1:30.
Yes, please. Okay. Thanks so much for calling. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Hello, Frida.
Yes, Frida.
Good afternoon.
Yes.
Okay, please go ahead.
If I tell, and I'm a I thought for a put down a high.
Okay.
Now, love and submission. Means me no idea or buy I can say way submission. And I say way of order. Okay. Then my eyes a way to say or doing submission to. My understanding with me, every answer, if the man will truly love and the woman is also submitting, it's more or less like the same thing. Yeah. My idea and my name and I will feel about to buy. Oh, see that, and any information more, or don't counsel. To me, no, tell me I'm again. So if you tell me like this, as a submissive woman, I'm not say, oh, see that, I think, is it not okay?
Yeah.
But, now, okay, then why you shout at me? Is it love? And you want me to say, oh, sorry, me, none of my is that a profession? And you just say, my husband anyway. So when she
okay.
But to me, they are both like the same thing. So when you know where you are, it's the same thing.
Sure.
That's it.
Yes, we are. That's all fair. You bet you, but and then I say your time ne BTA and then just part 1. Next week, near Beshada come and then come about submission. Here we've been talking about love. Because love is very broad, but you pick some key ones via a woman will learn and then try to correct maybe more someone sent a submission to me or say what we should understand is that while most couples start out relationship being in love, sustaining that feeling takes 3 things. 1, effort. 2, sacrifice. 3, generosity. Love and submission means putting your partner first and giving of yourself without expecting anything in return. So it's just add up to what you were saying. And thanks, Ernest, my very good classmate. Thanks so much for the submission. Into one odono chese nyama bebre ewum nyama bebre ayenti asiye. So I always have problem with the church. It's true. Because you see, we have some perception behind the kwawari mwa and kayaba counseling na those things should be cleared out. Because me kwawari mu me feel say me hu cheme as single person into me kwawari mu se na be ya be man ne beboa because say be man no ba be 3 dia na bibia be you are supposed to handle everything, but that is not it. Obi o that's the mentality of the kwawari nim. It say when nya sanya man ne pen na submission no akwa very difficult. Say nipano like obediso. Reverend, we are just wrapping up. So you just
yes, I will not blame the church. I will blame the parents.
Okay.
Because you go to church at most 3 times in a week, but the upbringing and the guidance is at home. So if a child doesn't understand love, it means the mother never presented love.
Okay.
And whatever the child is picking outside is either from movies, which is fake, from friends, which is distorted, and from books. And books, one side, into a half knowledge or partial knowledge.
Okay.
And if a person's life is built over a period, and you're expecting the person, over we did 27, 28, 30. So from age 1 to 30, you want to use 3 years, 5 years, 6 years to change that thing. It won't work. So you also adapt a strategy, which is also another umbrella of love. It's called endurance. To endure and embrace the person. And this young lady was saying that they want the difference between love and submission. Love, we can't give one coat jacket, say this is love. But like we are saying, love has different umbrellas. All right? So you want to say, even in the talk last week, we talked about the communication, the rise of the tone and the choice of words.
The mood too.
The mood. If you get these things right, in communicating, you get it right. Now in submission as well, the simple thing to do is that accept your man or the woman the way they are. That's the best way to submit. It's like you going to school when you do 40 years. You need degree. Now so class the lecturer teaching you has his doctorate. And the lecturer is about 27, 28, but most 30 years. Now see when you see it won't work. If you don't have the spirit of submission, even in that school, you fail. All right? So it works in both hands. So accept the person giving you the lecture.
Okay.
Whether the person is 10 years, 20 years, so long as he or she is a lecturer and you have decided to be a student at the age of 40, submit. So accept the person the way they are. Until who kuno say okay kim, say onki kim, who say nisu ne bind in the bobiani. This is how the person is. How do I adjust myself to live with him or her? It's submission. And if you're able to do that, you conquer.
Okay. Pastor.
Oh, okay. Thank you very much. A woman called that the husband is older.
The age difference. I wanted us to tackle it next week, but you can just say something on this.
There's a way you handle those differences, because a generational gap, a generational interest, or be an interest here different. But what I would like to say is in Ecclesiastes chapter 9, verse 9. Or say, live joyfully with the wife whom thou lovest all the days of the life of thy vanity, which he has given thee under the sun, all the days of thy vanity, for that is the portion of this life, and thy labor which thou takest under the sun. Bible is telling us that we should live joyfully with the wife we love. The wife when we saw something happen to us, we were shaking, our heads were moving. Live joyfully with them and love them. Sacrifice for them. Know their needs. and your home will be a better place if you show that kind of love.
Okay, so your home will be a better place if you show that kind of love. Your time, no, just say we'll continue the same topic next week, God willing. I'd like to say thank you to my crew, my production team, Manya Reggie, Anfred, Sasu, Jonah Joshua, Auntie Lizzie, Uncle Danny Blankson. Thanks so much for the support you guys are giving. And then to my viewers out there, I also thank you for watching this program. But yes, I will check it. Oh, shall now usua bibi film. Oh, fanya sambi. Efim na ye nja ise bi jimie no. Aware ni ejimi wo mu dodo. Sorry say me use word but say me use near be pim wo near ye kan obehu say yes. Asem we wakaseti ame but na wa fanyansa bi efim. We also say thank you to my sponsors, Vena Mineral Water, Insure Yakono, Insure Balance of Body and No Life, and a Spiffy Clothing for your quality print words near embroidery. Just get in touch. Oko social media platform, so I just type in Spiffy Clothing Ghana. Ubenyomu, omo sort out as soon. And thanks to my guest Omobaye. So we come your way same time, same day. Show about nursing so your Sunday life and na ye say akese brempon na ye hwe ye boa o minim say saso oboa sa na last week okacha ye say na Hamilton eba reverend ye tia ha mi say ya na ebo Teresa obi okacha ye say oh ya say wa kan so ko UK buy and wa bre nti saso mesiro e man ko for hope sa why